still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No! A normal amount of rage!
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
The first 2 episodes of She-Hulk Attorney at Law has come out on Disney Plus, and some fans are already talking about the fact that she shouldn't be stronger than the Hulk. Media outlets like The Direct, who published the first report on what's happening, are taking a less than honest approach to the series, which only divides the fandom further. Nevertheless, we can now look at the bloopers and funny moments from this TV show now that it has released. During the training scene, she actually demonstrates how strong she is.
Being a Hulk asks for balance.
It's easy.
Little punk!
And of course, some Marvel trivia for you. What other superhero group was She-Hulk associated with? Leave your answer in the comments down below and stick around to the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
Do your thing. God, I really like this outfit.
So much of her is about the way people look at her differently depending on which body she's presenting at that time. Jen Walters is received very differently.
First, we can see some of the cast goofing around on set.
Has this tongue-in-cheek, self-referential thing going on.
In the comics, she broke the fourth wall and was super meta.
But real quick, make sure you guys check out our Instagram page, linked down in the description. There's a ton of interview moments and memes, so make sure you check it out and give us a follow. There are so many moments just in the first 2 episodes that are really comedic.
Your thoughts drift away, relax your neck, bend your knees if that's more comfortable, hold in your farts, namaste.
He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
Yes!
When the trailer first came out, people already knew this wasn't going to be the best show. That is because of how She-Hulk was portrayed in just the trailer.
Billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans.
Looking anything but realistic with a rubbery and least human-like look. Of course, She-Hulk isn't technically 100% human, but having some realism is important, especially in a show like this.
WandaVision.
Perfect. 9.
Can I text Mark? Do I get to phone a friend?
He's not immune to toxic masculinity.
Do you know what? I'll give you the point for that one, because that is true. We are going to be doing a big MCU quiz, and I've got some questions here. I've got 12. Are you ready? Oh no! Not you leaving!
Something is decidedly off in many of the scenes featuring the green form of She-Hulk, played by Tatiana Maslany, doing some sort of mocap enhanced by computer effects, similar to how Mark Ruffalo has played interview moments promoting this film.
I auditioned a couple years ago. I was very nervous to step into the MCU, but when I read the script was like totally in love with how funny and irreverent it was.
In the first 2 episodes, the writers have said to not expect to see him in every episode moving forward. By the end of this week's episode, he lets Jen know that he can't visit her again for a bit, going to be about Bruce, says head writer Jessica Gale. And we just wanted to make sure people weren't expecting to see Bruce every single episode hanging out with her, because frankly, we can't afford it.
Lethal? As in I'm gonna die?
No, there was more to it that I'm going to explain.
That is not the sentence to take a pause on!
In the writer's room, but what we did reference was a lot of Fleabag, we referenced Better Call Saul, and also we referenced a lot of Ryan Murphy's American Crime Story, OJ.
And for the answer to our trivia question, She-Hulk has been associated with the Fantastic Four for many years, and has been a part of the team twice, first in the 1994. Her first showing as part of the team came about in the aftermath of the original Secret Wars, of chosen to be his replacement once more when the core Fantastic Four team set off on a journey through space.
I'm ready to give my closing argument now.
For being above ground another day, and being able to portray this role once again.
How amazing Tatiana is, and how she could...
For you coming back and being Hulk every time, does it excite you every time?
Yeah, I'm always surprised part.
And of course, we wanted to give a shout out to our DC Thursday winner. If you guys didn't know, we ask a challenging DC related trivia question over on our community tab. If you answer it correctly, you get a chance to actually include a post-credit scene in its first episode. The inclusion of the post-credit is a understandable level of doubt. After all, the Ms. Marvel series premiere also included a post-credit scene.
I'm not proud of this.
I've heard it's being called Marvel's like first true half hour.
McBeal was absolutely a reference for this show. And so it was always about finding that balance, still feeling like we fit into the universe that has been created.
Every day above ground. It's my home. I mean, but to have the new people coming in is...
Next question.
Yeah. What's your next question?
And it makes you stop and pop into these interviewers' mind.
What's Seb's energy like? He's chilled. He's very chilled at the moment, but he gets really annoyed at silly questions.
She really got to know me.
With all his years starring in the MCU as Bucky Barnes, he is now unrecognizable, starring in a new film seen wearing facial prosthetics for the fixated on a man starring as him in a stage production based on his former life. Promoting his leading role in the new miniseries Pam and Tommy, he has actually said that he doesn't think
it's 6 years since you've been here. 6 years later, that's not a dream, that's a reality. You just cut a check and actually go around. I don't know if I trust those guys. With my life.
Anthony, Matt, what do you guys think about all this? Do you like this new Marvel series? And what are your thoughts about having these two comic book characters come to life in the same scene? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.
Was there a She-Hulk wig, for example?
There were truly just this, but it was a perfect rendition of her with a full wig.
Becoming a lawyer, and this idea of being a superhero is not appealing to her.